Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Amibe, and in today's video we are going to be talking about something super important: accommodation. So as an international student, finding a place to live can be very overwhelming, but don't worry, I've got you covered. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to find accommodation as an international student. So let's dive right in. So the first tip is to get your accommodation sorted out before you come. Now, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you get your accommodation sorted out before relocating to the UK. Why, you might ask? Well, you don't want to fall victim into scams. You know you're coming to a new country, you don't know anybody here, and you definitely don't want the stress of searching for a place once you're here, especially when you're not used to the housing market. Now, if you remember from my relocation video, I told you guys that the journey was extremely stressful. I went from Port Harcourt to Abuja, from Abuja to Qatar, from Qatar to London. By the time I landed in London, I was exhausted. I did not have any energy left, and the boat driver that I used actually carried my boxes from his boots to the front of my accommodation. That was how much I was tired. So now imagine going through that kind of stress, and then you get to the UK. You have absolutely no idea how the transportation system works, or maybe you even manage to get, like, you understand the transportation, and then you're stranded. You don't know where to stay, and then you say, oh, you want to go to stay in a hotel or an Airbnb before you get it sorted out. Now imagine the price you pay to stay in a hotel for just one night, or an Airbnb for just one night. Now calculate that money. Let's just say that you don't actually find an accommodation quickly because the housing market is actually stressful, not just for students but for locals as well. Now imagine you're in a place whereby you don't understand anything, and then you don't have an accommodation. You're spending money on hotels and you're spending money on or Airbnbs. Add that money, that is like more rent. So you might not be asking, how do I actually find an accommodation? That's where Amber Student comes in. So Amber Student is an amazing platform that helps students to find top quality accommodations in the UK, in the US, Canada, Ireland, and many more. And they simplify the whole housing process, making it stress-free, and it's perfect for students who are coming to the UK to study. Their accommodations are safe and they are reliable. So how do you get started? All you need to do is actually to click the link in my description, and then from there you're going to filter your search by the country that you're studying in, even by your university. I always recommend staying close to campus as it is more convenient and you can save your time. You can also save money on transportation. So to filter by your university, all you need to do is just to click the filter, and then you get a list of all the university, or you could even search for it. And when you find your university, just click on it and you will see the different options of accommodations that are close to your university. Once you see a room that fits your style, just click on it to see more pictures of the room and also what the building is going to look like. And also you can get more information about how far it is from your university. You can also filter by your moving dates. If you're moving in September or April, whenever it is that you want to move in, you can also filter by that. Your stay duration, I recommend filtering by 52 weeks because that's a whole year, and also by locality. You can also filter by your budget. Currently I'm paying £163 per week, so you can just filter out by your budget, and each page has information about how far the accommodation is from your university. Another thing to search for when looking for an apartment is it bills inclusive? So there are different kinds of apartments. There are apartments that bills are included, and there are also apartments that are not bills included. So what does bills included and bills not included mean? So basically, if bills are included in your apartment, that means your electricity, your water bills, those are utilities. So if they are included in the rent money, that means you're just paying everything, you don't have to pay separately. But if they are not included in the rent money, that means that you're paying rent separately, you're paying Wi-Fi separately, you're paying for electricity separately, you're also paying for water and gas separately, and you don't want all those type of bills included. They can be little, like maybe for example £60, £50, £20, but it can add up. Trust me, it adds up. Like sometimes it'll be like it's just £10 or something, but it will start adding up, and you don't want that. And that is a cool thing about Amber, is that all their accommodations are actually bills included, or rather utilities included, and that's one less thing to worry about when studying, because studying alone is stressful and you don't want to add more stress to the stress that you're already going through. Another thing about Amber is that they have a free cancellation options. Now I can understand that things might not always go according to plan. Amber offers free cancellation, so if for some reason you don't get your visa approved, you can cancel your booking without having penalty. You get. Now Amber also offers 24/7 support, so if you ever run into problems or you have any questions to ask during the whole booking process, you can always reach out to them at any time and they will respond to you quickly. Now I can't stress this enough. The earlier you book for your accommodation, the better, because it's going to give you more time to plan. You know, we've spoken about budgeting, we've spoken about like what kind of accommodation you want to stay in. So you have to give yourself more time to book early. You need to book, which brings me to the next point, which is actually to get a viewing. Okay, so don't just book an accommodation based on the pictures you see online. We've seen instances of what I ordered versus what I got, and you don't want that to happen to you, especially when you're paying a lot of money. So make sure you get a viewing, even if it's a virtual viewing. Just make sure that you get a viewing. If you have someone already in the UK or whatever country you're going to study in, just ask them that they can help you to get a viewing, because I've heard people say something like, okay, when we went to the accommodation, they put this in the picture, but that was not there. You get. So you don't want that kind of thing to happen to you. Make sure you plan on time, make sure you book on time, so that it's going to be less stressful. And another tip is that you should check the distance between your school and city center. Now let me give you guys a story time. If you can remember the last video, not the last video, but one of the videos that I posted, I said that just going from my accommodation to Canary Wharf, I spent like almost either £10 or so just going. So not going and coming, just going, I spent £10, and coming back again, I spent £10. And you know I love exploring London, so I want to go to Canary Wharf, obviously, and there are other places in London that you want to go to. London is huge. It is so huge. So you want to make sure that you're a bit closer to the city center, and also you're a bit closer to school. Okay, so just kind of in the middle. So check the distance between school and also city center. That's another tip in looking for accommodation. And the next point is to make sure you read the contract before signing. I know from where I come from, it's not every time that we used to read things before signing, but please make sure you read the contract, know what you're signing. There are some accommodations that tell you, okay, you don't have to pay deposits before moving into the accommodation, but they give a criteria for that, so you need to read that before signing in. But there are some accommodation that also tells you that you need to pay a deposit. Like, that's why I say you need to read it, even if it's plenty. Just go through it and read, or give somebody else, a lawyer or something, I don't know, but just make sure you go through the terms and conditions before you sign everything. Okay, so that's all for today's video on how to find accommodation as an international student, and I hope with these few points of mine you feel a bit more prepared about relocating to the UK. Remember to use Amber students when looking for your accommodation. The link is in the description box below, and just use everything that I've shared with you in this video in searching for accommodation. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.